everybody has a special skill or something that they do well. If they want to open up a home business, then as long as they meet the requirements in the zoning ordinance, we should allow them to do that. Okay, not everybody has a great job with healthcare and medical and dental and vision, and they don't. They're not as fortunate as you to have a house in Chicago and have property here in Grand Junction, or as me to have a retirement check from the military and have a good job at a high school. People just don't have that, Roger.
Well, John, I understand that, all right?
Well, it doesn't seem that you
But
do.
here's the issue, John, and that is, I've got two
Something's got to give.
I've got two final questions for you, all right?
I've
I've got two final questions for you.
He's going to continue to talk.
He's fine.
All right.
He's fine. Excuse me, sir, but we'll decide.
Yes.
One is that, again, a business is a business. It's a commercial enterprise, it belongs in a commercial zone. Do you want to go down this slippery slope? The county, I think, has told you about this. Once you do this, there's no turning back. And you want to create a corridor down 388? I mean, if you want to do that, let's be annexed to South Haven, all right? Now, your 475 acres and what you've tried to do in identifying these properties,
Didn't we already talk about this?
well, you know, I'm still on this third
All
one,
right.
okay? How'd you come up with that 475 acres? Well, I know how you came up with it.
I didn't, you did.
No, it's in there. I added three, single residence, single family, multifamily, mobile home. You add them together, it comes up to 473, I think. All right, you base that on population growth statistics, okay? And by the way, this whole master plan is essentially I mean, 90% of it consists of the 2001 master plan. So you've used statistics of population growth.
Because the census wasn't out.
Well,
Is that correct, Patrick? That's why we used old data, because the census wasn't compiled yet?
Well, we used the 2000 census because that had not been used in the 2001 master plan.
I knew there was something with the census.
Now,
The 2001 master plan used the 1990 census for the 1995 updates or estimates that the state had produced. So,
well, my point is that your basis for identifying all these large tracts of land is 473 acres. I mean, it's flawed because there have been recent estimates published, actually in March of this year by the Bureau of Census. There's been zero population growth in Columbia Township.
Okay.
Minus 0.6, I believe, in Van Buren County. So what you've done is you've taken a number from 2001, which is vastly incorrect. You've projected it to 2020, and you've come up with the fact that you need 135 additional residences. All right. Therefore, believing that 1.5 acres or something is, accommodates a family. The numbers are flawed.
Again, Roger, future zoning map, okay, and I've got the one zoning map that Grove did compared to the one that we just did, and the parcels are the same, except the old one, they identified each little parcel. We did away with that, and we grouped them into sections, so it's the same amount of land that was, there might be more, okay, I'll give you that, because we did do the ones around the lakes, okay, as residential, because most people are going to build around the lakes.
John, you've added 475 acres, and nearly half of that is
I
farmland.
think that's because we took the little plots out and we just grew bigger sections. So yeah, I guess if you're going to look at it that way, then we did.
All of these items, I believe, are in conflict with the 2001 master plan because they're material changes to the vision and the objectives. My final comment is, it's actually a question, why haven't you, or why will you not do a survey, as was done in 2001, to at least ensure that you have community-wide support? You got 3,300 parcels of property in this township, I believe. I don't know what that breaks down to in terms of property owners, but I guarantee it's over 1,000 property owners. All right. My final point is this your plan, or is this the community's plan? Well, it's your plan because you haven't got the community-wide support. Where's the consensus, John?
Okay.
Do a survey. Do a survey. Thank you.
So just to summarize, you were upset about the ambiguity about this 681 to these streets up here. Your issue was about the 475 acres added to the future zoning map for residential and home-based businesses.
John, you get 1/10 of what I said.
I just
And you
want to
gotta-
make sure.
And you gotta pass this on to the township board with your recommendation, and they have to understand what my public comments are? I mean,
I'm just making
I mean-
sure that I didn't miss anything.
well, you missed 90% of what I just said, if that's your summary.
No, I think really what your big concern is that
I just told
you're
you.
thinking that this isn't a community master plan.
It's not.
And you're upset that this master plan is in conflict with the one that was done in 2000, when you said so yourself, 90% of it is taken right out of it. It's your own words. I mean, we can have her
You
report
said
that
that,
back.
but you've made material
Okay.
changes to the vision, okay, and the goals and objectives, material changes.
And we did that in
And they're your
things
changes.
for a year,
They're the
Roger.
planning commission change revisions, they're not the communities. And you haven't sought community-wide support through a survey. I asked you this 6 months ago, and you said you're not legally obligated to do that. Okay? Ma'am, how much money did you give to do this plan? You got a grant, $18,000? How much did you get to do this, to update this plan from the Black River watershed?
That was just for the Black River, Roger. That was just,
How much
that's,
did you get?
we didn't see any of that money. That money went to Southwest Michigan Township Association. They kept the money. They showed up here twice for that 18 grand, and they sent some texts to me and to Patrick and to Mary. That's what we got
How
for
much would it,
$18,000.
how much would it do to perform, to send out a survey and tabulate that survey?
I don't know what it would cost to send out a
Okay.
survey, Roger.
I'm telling you,
I
you're
didn't check
taking-
into it.
you're taking a
Roger.
risk
To be
because-
honest with you, I didn't check.
2 years down the line, okay, when some critical issue comes up, okay, you all are gonna be able to say, this master plan has received community-wide consensus, and that will be totally untrue.
That is correct. That will be on the planning commission and the township board if they adopt. That is correct, Roger. We are going down the slippery slope.
You're going down a slippery slope.
Okay. Any other comments, please? Yes, ma'am.
Well, I think a lot of money was spent on Patrick to be here.
Yes, it
And
was.
that I agree with a lot, not everything that Roger says, but a lot. The vision is not. I was involved with my husband. I'm Janine Grubasich. I live here in Grand Junction. I'm a resident. And we took part in that survey, and it was simply, there was simple papers sent out, and residents gave their answer. Rural vision for this community. And that's what my favor, and my vision is, and it still is, and what you're proposing does not, I do not agree with.
So you believe if we send out a survey, then everything will be hunky-dory, we go with what the
Well,
survey says?
because it's the thing to do, because it is a community. You know, you have a couple jobs. There's a lot of people that can't make these meetings because they have children and
You're
everything.
absolutely right.
So, because then they rely on the paper, they rely on reports, and they're not getting that. So a survey would be a great way. You send out your Christmas letters all the time. You spend a lot of money on having this done, and now you're not willing to spend a little bit more money to do a survey. Don't make sense to me.
Mary, when we sent the survey out on the farmland, what was the percentage we received back, approximately? It was damn little, very small.
Yeah, and you know why?
That's not the point.
You know why? You gotta take a proactive position on this. You gotta call people, you gotta follow up with them. Okay, you just can't send out a blanket statement saying this is gonna happen, show up. All right, come on, you gotta communicate. Communicate.